what to do.
Hey. We are live. Felix, come put out the people because I'm setting up the computer.
Okay.
Yep. And Jess is on her way. I got a guest host here. Felix will entertain you for the next couple seconds.
Hello.
So these are the most important moments there, but
Okay. I'm thinking. Oh.
mute. Sound off. Do you want to say hi to people?
Hi to the people.
And what's new this week? What's the letter?
The letter is Q.
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 Should we start with the land acknowledgement?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me just do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to invite. So here, copy. I'm going to put an invite into the side here. Bam. So in the comments, you should be able to see invite. If you'd like to join us, there's the invite for you. If that's not you, you're with me already. Tell them some of your funny jokes, Felix.
Some of your funny jokes, Felix.
No pressure. If you shake the table too much, this camera shakes for everybody at home. Got me?
What do you call an ancient Egyptian that always says no?
What do you call an ancient Egyptian that always says no?
In denial.
Wah.
Waka waka.
Should we do the land acknowledgement?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave because I gotta use. I didn't break anything.
You did unset up the camera.
And that was not on purpose.
We're gonna be beeping. Hello, Amanda. It's just me for a few minutes. Jess is at the open house at her school. Which, I mean, if you like to watch me struggle, tonight's the night. I'm gonna show some videos. I think I am. Here's the land acknowledgement. That should be the land acknowledgement, but it's not. So I'm going to try the desktop. Here we go.
Yeah. The Creator gifted us with this land that we are blessed to share and care for together. We acknowledge that the land we gather on, Makinstis, is the ancestral territory of the Siksika, Sichipi, the Siksika, the Kainai, the Piikani, and the Amskapi Piikani. We acknowledge all First Nations and Métis of Treaty 7 lands, the Sutena, the Ikabi, which includes Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Goodstoney. We commit to advancing reconciliation, guided by truths, respecting treaty laws, and humbly walking alongside First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. We recognize all who live, work, play, and make art on these lands and who now call this place home.
Hi, my name's Rich Tiru. My wife Jessica is at an open house, and we will be together very soon. Currently, we are doing this separately. Luckily, we did make a bunch of movies this week. So, Felix,
Yeah.
when you get back, can you bring me the mail? Because we did collect some mail, which is nice. Normally, I would be sending a link to Kelly and Theo and so forth, but right now I just posted the link in the comments. If you want to join us on the link, that's cool. I shot a bunch of extra stuff this week because I thought I might be anxious about being by myself. Can anybody tell me if the sound's working? Amanda, can you see if the sound's working also? Can you guys hear me?
Infinito tren nos acaba, los paisajes cambian sin cesar. El silencio de las ventanas acaricia mi hondo pesar. No puedo pensar en pararme, este movimiento me apura. Dicen por ahí que el tiempo cura, yo solo me fío de mi andar. Infinito tren, cuánto tiempo, pasajeros pasan y se van. El destino está lleno de andenes, en alguno tendré que bajar. Y aunque volveré a envolverme, embrujada por el no pasar, solo al mover me conozco y encuentro mi único hogar. Algo en el espacio entre uno y otro me consuela, me ofrece claridad para pensar, para sentir mi más sincera voluntad. La voz del tiempo es la única verdad que tengo.
Did you find it?
No, I asked you to find it. Is that Zach? Zach, would you be able to switch your camera around?
Excuse me. Flip it sideways.
The mail's right there.
Oh,
Well, thanks. It sounds a bit different than normal. Okay, so could it be the volume? Let me just double check the sound. Okay, Felix, I'm not kidding. I need you to like crank it up a notch, okay? Come sit. I need your help. I'm struggling. I also need, are you listening?
Yes.
I need some paper. Can you get me some paper?
From where?
Oh, I know why. Okay, so here's the problem. I had the mic facing the wrong way. If you just look around, bud, I think it was moved since the last time I saw it, so I don't know where it is either, but I need some paper. Unless you want to come be the entertainer. Okay. No magnets, no weapons. Put the weapons down, bud.
I'm not having them.
It's, listen.
You told me to take them off the couch.
What are we doing right now? We really all just did present yourselves as a circus. Zachary, do you have a mic, my friend?
Hi.
I'm drowning here. Tell me something funny.
I have a mic. No, not like a. I just saw my phone.
Oh, you got any good jokes?
What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs in a hole?
A donut.
Bill.
Bill. That's pretty good. How's the sound? Can you tell?
I'm good here. Yeah.
Good, good.
What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs hanging on your wall?
What?
Art.
Cha. Here, I got a joke for you.
Okay.
Or do I?
I got infinity guys with no arms jokes.
What do you think, Goat? Quality or quantity?
Oh, quality, for sure.
Is that a cashmere sock?
Oh, yes it is.
Just one, hey?
Uh-huh.
Don't touch your mouth, bud. There's a series of those with the socks, but we didn't. We made so many, we abandoned the sock line of thinking. But Jesse was wearing.
Oh, this is shiny.
Well, that's Theo's letter. Do you want to show? Here, let's switch the camera around. Yeah. What else we got here? Mm-hmm. This one. Everything is not awesome. There we go. Okay.
Black.
Can we?
Finally.
What do you got?
Black.
Here's the screens right here, bud. Right here. We're gonna show the mail like this.
This is the first time I've ever had black. Believe it or not.
Yeah. Okay, so we got this. From one isle to another. Lots to see and do in Victoria, even more outside Victoria. To the Isle of Roux, P.O. Box 13035, Beltline RPO, Calgary, Alberta, T2R 1C6. And we got that from our friend Scott, which is pretty amazing. And then we can send something to Scott. And then we also got another letter from Theo.
Can I have this?
And Theo's sending us mail art, which is awesome. And we're going to open it up.
Can I have this?
What are you doing right now? Felix, what am I doing right now? Doing a live broadcast. Can you join me, please?
Yes. Yay.
So I got this looks like a bookmark. Quite like it. Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, and another bookmark.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then another one.
Ooh.
And then another one.
Wow.
Can you find me some paper?
Paper?
Like the good stuff. It's got to be painting paper.
Ah. Like
I tried leaving you as the host.
printer?
No, like art paper. Just look around, like trying to imagine where Jess would have put it. And sometimes it's stacked up against the wall or something, or rolled up. If you find a canvas or anything like that, I'm happy. So there's even more. Greetings, dear ones. January and February have come and gone. Sadly, Trump hasn't, and a lot of people who voted for the criminal POS are suffering buyer's remorse. It is ironic and tragic in a way. Here be, I don't know how to say this, ATCS stickers I have always have extra because of my using them for submissions to Braincell. Below is some really old art with a dash of new in between. Stay safe, yours in creative, Theo. And so all of the mail we get goes into. Can you grab? Is there a red binder over there?
A red binder.
Yeah, we got a red binder that we're filling up with all the art we've been getting. And since I'm not very entertaining, I'm going to put a puppet movie on.
Yay!
Yay, puppets.
Puppets!
Where's Jesse? Where's Jesse?
That the E fell. On this thing. The E fell.
What's this?
Isle of Roux number 12.
Sometimes I like quantity over quality. Like today I ate too many sandwiches. That's definitely quantity. Though I tend to question the quality of my decisions.
I will take over the entertainment and actually be funny this time.
You promise?
Yep.
Oh, that would mean a lot to me. Okay, here we go.
Because then you can look for
Did I
stuff.
say you weren't funny last time?
No.
Just so you kind of froze. Yes?
No, I had a joke in my head, but I forgot what it was.
Okay, don't tell any more jokes. Just tell people about the letter Q and quality.
Okay, so I'm not listening to you. I've got more jokes. Ha ha ha. So Q and quality is what we're doing, and it's for Qualio Puck. It's Dad?
You said you were going to take over, and now
No,
I'm throwing my hand in again.
Sorry.
Oh, this is
It's
great.
for
Now I've been leaving them.
Oh. Okay. Where's my thing? So it's like a monster that, steals your kids and then does something with them.
Is Theo there?
We got. I don't know, actually. Don't trust me on anything, especially getting new paint.
I think we are going to have to practice our backup emergency plans for when Jess is
But I
there.
got black felt.
Good. That's really good. This looks dangerous.
It's not that dangerous.
Looks dangerous.
It does look dangerous.
Theo, thank you for the stickers. Theo, are you on with us tonight? I'm short-handed tonight. Jess will be here in a little bit.
This is a bit of a strange way to have the box open.
Careful.
Probably opens on the other side.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Oh, and where's my pad? Oh, there it is. Oh,
Is it too early for an Isle of Roux?
Haven't we already
What do
played
we got
3?
with us? 5 people? Well, I'd kind of like to blast through all the videos first.
Not the Lost TRX.
What?
I want to save that one for later. Because
Oh.
it's very funny. And when we get like a lot of people.
They're-
Yes, honey?
What is more important? Quantity or quality?
Quality, for sure.
Then how come you got 47 unfinished projects?
Because I believe in the quality of quantity.
It's a quality answer. And that is a quantity of needles.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And this is a quantity handle for needles. Sorry, quality handle.
You're being funny by putting those near my eyes, eh?
No.
I always thought this had like 10 needles at once. I thought that was the whole point.
Well,
Turns out you have to pick through those?
no, you can have all 10 of them. I just prefer this handle because it's smooth and the other woods are not smooth,
Mm-hmm.
but this one is smooth.
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer this one.
Yep.
And also because you're supposed to use it with a lot, but if you do use it with a lot, it kind of
How long have you been
flattens it.
making felting?
I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a year or two.
How about this one?
Hey, Pluto.
Oh.
Would you rather one perfect thing or 100 mediocre things?
I'd rather have one perfect thing that I can break into 100 pieces and call it a limited edition collection.
Pluto's new, hey?
Yeah.
Oh,
Didn't we change their name?
Plutus.
Yes, Plutus. Just don't remember that she was originally called Pluto.
Mm-hmm. What's this one?
Okay. Now I stab myself like 60 times.
Your dad bought me this really nice pen for my book signings.
Oh, wow. Have you used it yet? How does it write?
I wouldn't know. I'm too scared to use it.
So you bought a tiny, expensive sculpture.
Yeah, I guess.
I got this new high quality microphone. It's a high quality microphone, but it seems to have problems with my voice.
Does that happen more when you're singing?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Actually, we're not going to use this quite yet, but we're kind of going to use it. We're going to use this later.
What is it?
It's going to be a hood.
Is this safe right here?
Yep, it is.
Okay.
Dad, it's going to be a hood.
I moved it, right?
Yep.
A hood for what?
Possibly a Grim Reaper.
Mm-hmm. Our friend Scott has got shingles, and they are painful. I remember when my mother got shingles. It was quite brutal. This might be a little twisted, but can you send us a shingles, a single shingle?
No, please don't. No.
Not in the mail, but a photo, because I don't actually know what shingles look like.
I don't want to know what shingles look like.
Yeah, do it.
No, please don't.
Send me a single shingle.
Just because they're called shingles, I don't want to know what they feel like.
Oh, well, shingles are kind of like blisters.
That's why I don't want to know what they look
Kind of worse than chicken pox.
I really don't want to know what they look
Oh, here's the mail one. We're supposed to show this right before we open the mail.
Oh, yeah?
It's not very interesting. It's just.
It's like the 15th time.
Oh, wait.
We had another. Oh, I have it.
Wow.
Okay, don't do that. That's
Oh, that's for next week.
Scott B.
Fun. No, which one is that? Basket.
That's my mailbox. Hello, Theo.
Greetings.
How are you?
You got my mail, and those aren't bookmarks, they're stickers.
Would they separate pages in a book?
They could function as that. But at some point, they'll start, unsticking, and then they'll stick to your book.
Now I'll know what page I was on forever. Want to know something about bookmarks for me, Theo?
Yep.
I read so slowly and so intensely that when my palms sweat, I can find my page in my book by the sweaty, dark stains on the side of the book. So any book I remember reading, you can basically look at the side of the book, and there'll be like one side of the pages, like the first 100 pages will be sweat stained black, and you can literally open up to the page where I haven't started reading yet.
Okay, this is for Jess then. Jess, for God's sakes, get him white gloves to read with.
There's zero chance I would ever wear white gloves to read. I wouldn't be able to flip the pages.
Sure you would.
I'd probably sweat right through the gloves.
Hey,
This
there's
isn't right this minute.
some all
Is-
time. You have no excuse for getting your books all yucky.
Oh, it's so much worse than that. Not because I don't borrow books either.
Oh.
I'll buy my own copy of the book, but I never borrow books because did my voice go? Were you able to hear me?
No, your voice went.
Yeah, I popped off. So I don't actually ever borrow books because I destroy them and I draw on them and I write notes to myself. I'm a monster when it comes to books.
Yeah, I'd have to concur with that. You definitely. I'll never be lending you a book.
Yeah. I will borrow records. I am not a monster with records.
No, I know that too.
Gently.
Oh, so where's Jess?
Jessie is at the open house at her school. She will be here fairly soon, but she's not here now. But I did shoot a ton of puppet jokes. Though I'm noticing, I'm not sure if the sound is legible. So maybe they're just funny because we make puppets. I don't know if they're funny at all, but unfortunately, I wasn't careful with the sound this week, I don't think. Here, Theo, tell me if you can hear what the puppets are saying. I'll play another one.
The only one you can't hear is the one with Pluto.
What is it for you, Kevin? Quantity or quality?
Might not be the best one because it said Kevin.
Well said, I guess.
Yeah, the puppet, when its mouth was moving, was making noise.
Yeah.
Kevin wasn't.
Theo, I'm getting some feedback there. Is your mic near something metal?
No.
I'll test to see. I'm going to try if it's Zach. Hold on.
Well, hang on. I will just mute myself.
Well, we could use the help tonight because I think Jesse might be the star of the show. Where's my comments? Somebody send me some comments. Also, it would help us if anybody's watching a video with a friend, because we're trying to crunch some numbers to see how many people are watching Isle of Roux. And we've had to dismantle all the data, because a lot of the data we get is really super bizarre and misleading. First of all, most of the data feedback we're getting is based on an assumption that we're doing a 1 or 2 minute broadcast. We do a 2.5 hour broadcast. The other thing is, and God, I really can't keep my head straight between views and reactions and views and reactions and impressions and all these different things, but ours are backwards, that we have more people clicking into our program than we have watching the program, which means most of the people that see it click twice, or if only a third of the people that see it are clicking 3 times, or if a quarter of the people that watch it click it 4 times. We're getting lots of feedback. And so we've done some research to try and interpret the algorithms, but the idea of the Isle of Roux, first of all, it's not supposed to work. You're not supposed to be able to have 2.5 hour broadcasts. It's working quite a bit better than we think, and we think it looks like we're getting between 4,000 and 8,000 views a week, but that could be more, and it could be much less. But there's a ton, and most of the people watching are watching after the fact, which is, I would have thought watching it live would be fun. You're welcome to join us in. We love it if you click the link to join us. I'm going to pop it back into the. So right there, it should come up twice. It says StreamYard.com FIWMYW5GXX. If you click on that, it'll give you instructions where you can bring your face in to join us, and we would love that.
So hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and ring that. I don't know.
That's exactly what we're supposed to say, but I've been resisting saying it.
It's just fun.
Oh, well, I like that you like to say it, but I do not like the social media promotion where and we had to do it when we were running Rumble, and maybe we'd get a better. What scares me is there are sort of like deadlines and timelines for when you can appeal to people, and if you screw up too much in the beginning, the algorithms lose faith in you. So there are some benefits, I think, to. All right, who's with us? Let me say this. I think this is our best Isle of Roux ever.
Because Jesse's
No, it's not our best Isle of Roux. It's our worst Isle of Roux ever. I thought last week was bad. And then we actually watched them sometimes, and it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. But this is the best Lost Hero X ever. Here we go. Are you ready? Thea, wave at me if you're ready to watch the Lost Hero X.
You're not ready.
Uh-oh, I lost it. I lost the Hero X.
I can airdrop it to you.
No. That is so weird. I was joking about losing it, but I actually can't find it now. Oh, here we go. It's because we wore orange suits, and then all our puppet videos. Zach, are you going to watch the Lost Hero X with us? Is it weird that we do this? It's like I've upped a level of weird. Here we go.
It is weird. It's very weird.
Oh, looks like there's a message coming in.
From who?
The Fastidious Republic.
What do they want?
They want our attendance at a meeting about Garvin's new attitude.
I guess that's on us.
So what do we say? Are we going or?
Silence will be our burden. I guess we better go. Do they need both of us?
It is for Garvin, and they did ask for both of us.
You've been waiting to fly the ship?
Yeah.
Put these on.
Oh.
Listen, bud, this is serious business. We need to give you a helmet. We need you to be really focused, okay?
Okay.
Do I need to take the Rubik's Cube?
No.
Okay. So, we're gonna get out of here. You'll be, just take us around the block, okay? Don't do anything silly, all right?
Okay. Incoming video call.
Hey Felix, you want to come out with the Marauders and do some really bad stuff?
Nah, I'm good.
Nah.
Incoming video call.
Hey, Felix. Garvin here. Wanna go space fishing? I even have bait.
Nah, I'm good. Drive the ship for a little. Wait, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting?
Oh, that. I'll do that. Maybe later.
Emergency. The ship is under attack. ship is now safe.
Give him one job.
The ship's still standing, at
Maybe I
least.
should have taken that Rubik's Cube away. I love you.
I love you too.
Guess he didn't crash it.
Yeah, it's okay. Everything worked out.
Okay.
It's crazy, right? He fights off like a million aliens and we still don't appreciate him.
Yeah, you never appreciate me.
I do. So much. What can I do to get you to stop shaking the table? If I get you to move your chair back and get you that stool, can you do this on that stool? Next question. Is there any chance that you will miss and put a hole in my stool? Move your chair back.
Yes, there's kind of a chance.
Okay. Why is it important not to shake the table?
Because the camera's on.
Yeah, camera's on here. Well, camera's on. No, look what you just did. Because I put this here, and you immediately moved it back to the table. So if there's no touching here, then it won't. Can you do that without stabbing the chair? Or should I get you something?
I think.
Why don't I get you something?
Let me check.
Hold on. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it should be okay. Dad.
I'm gonna get you this anyways. Here, you can really wail on it. Okay. Yeah. How's that? Did I hurt your feelings? Just whack the crap out of it, but just try and keep it away from touching the table. No, keep it away from the table. Okay. Does that work? Now you should wail it.
I can't wail it.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
We are a little bit crammed in. Normally, I'm used to Jessie putting the end of her paintbrush in my eye. And then I was like really excited because you were here. But you can't shake the table. I must sound like such a crazy person. Back at Gorilla House, we had a very shaky floor. And this is what it looks like if you shake the table. It looks like this. And if you step on the floor, it would shake the whole floor. All the cameras would shake and it would reverberate through the camera. And I would like just go nuts over this. And then obviously it's like a rich problem.
Yeah.
Doing my best. All right. Encore. Do you want us to play it twice? I would love to play it twice. What else we got for videos? Present. Videos. Okay, so for some reason we thought this would be funny to do twice. It would have been funnier if we did them back to back. But you remember when the puppet went and talked to dead Kevin? Yeah. This is funny because it's also me. It's not funny. Kevin, quality or quantity? Well said. What's up?
Okay.
All right, I think this is the last of our puppet videos. But we really went all out.
Jesse, do you think that the evils fight over quality?
And then when I bite them, they are cursed forever.
Wow, that is bad.
That one is really scary.
Well,
Definitely.
they're abstract. You got to keep this away from the table, okay? Just right here.
I'm working on it.
Okay. What should I paint?
Grim Reaper.
I was kind of thinking, like, what if I had a rodeo unicorn? Is that a thing?
A what?
A rodeo unicorn. Rodeo unicorn. Like, what if you were at a rodeo? Oh, who said a bull? Did that happen at the same time? Maybe. A unicorn bull? Might need a reference for that.
Scissors.
Scissors?
Actually, it's fine.
I should paint scissors, or you want me to get you scissors?
I need scissors. Okay, so that's like that, and I need scissors. I also need to be folding this. It's got a little tail. It's fluffy.
What are you cutting? These
Felt.
are my hair scissors. Don't use them on paper.
Felt. Thank you.
Careful.
Okay. Ooh, left-handed. Well, they're not left-handed scissors, but I'm using the left hand, so they are left-handed. Now they're right-handed. Oh, that was really scary.
What was scary?
Nothing.
Ew.
What was scary? Nothing. Don't worry about it. If something didn't go well, I would have told you. It's not like I dropped anything. Hey. Little. Oh, stinky bit. Let's do this like. Let's just pretend I know what I'm doing. Because
That was painful.
Are you okay?
Well, I just had to draw my. That's funny. What do you think I was thinking when I painted this? Maybe 10,000 monkeys?
10,000 monkeys of beer on the wall. Wait, what? Yeah, I think it's like that.
Okay. So I found some canvases.
So what are you going to be painting, Dad?
I actually like the idea of a unicorn bowl. I just need a reference. Oh. Just got a text from my wife saying she put the paper behind the piano.
What?
Nothing.
No, why?
She's probably just tidying up.
This here and this here and this behind the piano.
Okay.
I learned the hard way that felt does not taste good.
How did you find that out?
I tasted felt.
Hmm.
And it does not taste good.
You know what I didn't like the most taste of when I was a kid? Wrestling mat. No, that's not entirely true because the absolute what I disliked the most was armpit. I once had a mouthful of armpit when I was wrestling, and for the life of me, I wondered why I liked wrestling. I think I wrestled because I was good at it. But I remember one time I got a mouthful of armpit, and I really found myself questioning my my judgment on that day. All right, here we go.
Oh.
I have a rodeo picture to work with, and I'm going to paint a mythical
Boy.
bull.
A mythical unicorn. Who?
What's up? What is up, dog?
Dad.
Nice. What was the best part of your week so far?
I don't know.
What was the worst part of your week?
I don't know that either. What was the best part of your week?
To be honest, just right now when the drawer got stuck, I was kind of at a rock bottom low. And then I shook it loose and found some canvases. And I felt pretty good.
Raw.
Oh, I have one more. Actually, I might be able to show it. You want to see it?
Yes.
So this may or may not be in my present folder, but it might be in my present folder. And if it is, it would be actually pretty fun to show. I don't see it here. Was it right here? Look at this. I'm going to play that again. Did you see that? Right there in the, did you see that? Like, watch, look at.
What's happening?
So what I did was, I was teaching, I got to teach convection currents and convection, conduction, and radiation.
Me too last semester.
I know.
Me too last semester.
Stop it. And then so I'm always thinking like, what's interesting about that? And I actually might show that movie The Day After Tomorrow. Have you ever seen it? It's kind of like a silly movie about the global warming. And actually what happens with the global warming is there's a global freezing because of the global warming. And it's not very scientific, but it's a little bit, it's scientific adjacent. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit connected to science in a really vague way. But I thought, first of all, I thought I would show The Day After Tomorrow. That might not be the right name either. And then secondly, it occurred to me at about 9:45. It occurred to me I should make lava lamps with my class, and that way I could talk about
lamps.
Yeah, but I could talk about convection and conduction and also
lamps.
Radiation, and also when something is soluble and when something's insoluble. Like there's a number of outcomes that making lava lamps would attach to. And because of the way I teach from IB, I have a process where we start out with investigate, plan, create, and design. And so by that, you have some time to goof around and explore. So I'm not supposed to give them all the ideas right up front. If my plan is to have them do, and we're not an IB school, but I used to teach IB. If my plan is to have them do something that's ever so slightly IB, what I have them do is I have them investigate for a day, like screw around, and then plan for a day, and then create and then evaluate. And what I ended up doing is while the kids were doing their investigation, I ended up just screwing around with like the stuff I bought. So I grabbed this cleaner for I grabbed this cleaner for dentures. I forget what it's called, and I grabbed some Jello for food coloring.
That is hot.
And I had some ink for food coloring. Because I couldn't find any food coloring.
Hey, Dad?
And then do you want to know or not?
I have a scientific observation for you.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
And then tell me?
Yeah.
And then, so I also got like, I was wondering if dish soap might work. I was also thinking about, I got oil. I think maybe I heard that somewhere that oil would work. And also wax. So you can make a lava lamp out of wax. You can make it out of oil and water or oil and wax. And the oil and wax kind of needs to get hotter. But I was bored while they were exploring. And so what I did was I just dripped some ink into my oil. And then I asked one of there's like a teacher's assistant. I asked if she would grab me a coat hanger from the
Dad,
you got to keep it off the table, though. I know we got to keep it off. You got to keep it off the table. Okay, bud. Look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Have we talked about this?
Okay.
So I bent a coat hanger to hold my jar, and then I put a candle under the jar, and then I was just sitting there, and I was going to take a picture of it just so Jesse, like, look how silly I am. I tried to make one on my own without doing any research. And then at that moment, it went bloop, and I had a little euphoric meltdown. I was like, whoa, it happened. I really did it. It's magic.
Dad?
Yeah, bud.
If I have felt and I rub my hands together,
yeah,
it gets really hot.
Right. What do you call that?
Friction.
Right.
I know that, but like.
So what would you say heat is then?
Heat is, I think it's the amount of heat a particle has.
Yeah.
And then temperature is the average heat of a.
Right. So like those definitions tend to be where we go to in school, right? Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that really frustrates me is I was about to start teaching it. I was like, okay, I know what heat is, but I'm going to see if I can really dig in and find out what heat is. Every time I tried to do another lap around the universe, figuring out what heat meant, it would come back to, well, heat is what causes temperature to rise. And then like, okay, well, what's temperature? Like, temperature is the measure of heat. I'm like, okay, so that's a circle, right? And it reminds me of when I was first trying to understand vision as an artist. I kept coming back to wavelengths. You know, I was like, oh, well, the reason that is because this color has a wavelength. Like you could say flibbity flu instead of wavelength, and it still wouldn't really explain it. You need to explain what matters about the wavelength. And, you know, if you go back and forth from, temperature is a measure of heat, and heat's what makes temperature rise. It's like I keep going in a loop. And so I had a hard time sort of nailing down whether heat was a form of energy or, again, like I like the word adjacent, like whether heat was like energy adjacent. Is heat something that happens when energy is released? And it's both, which is confusing, right? And so it's one of those things that it's, depending on which branch of science you're in as well, the answer is not necessarily the same. But I did get to a solid point where I was like, okay, so when I was sort of like breaking it down to, if you think about an atom has molecules. And even in a rock, those molecules are moving. It doesn't feel like they're moving, but they are.
Not a lot, but because it's not a.
Right. if you put the rock in your
0
hand,
kelvins.
if you
theoretically,
if you put the rock in your hand and you warm it up through conduction,
conduction.
then the temperature of the rock, it doesn't melt, but it gets warmer,
Rock
right?
melts. Yeah.
Also, like when your teacher told you that there's no such thing as cold, did you feel resistant to that, or are you like, no, that makes sense?
I said that makes sense.
Okay, because
But there's kind of such thing as cold because it's,
it's an experience.
Yeah.
Like when it's minus 40, you go, that's cold. It hurts my face.
Yeah.
So when you tell kids that are Canadian, there's no such thing as cold, they're like, bullshit. There's no such thing as cold. I got it on my face last night. Now I got a face burn from the cold. So like it's hard to tell young people that there's no such thing as cold, especially when they're a little older and a little bit argumentative.
I'm not argumentative.
I said a little bit older. Like the kids I teach were like kind of a little resistant to me saying there's no such thing as cold, because there's the feeling of cold, but you can't put like a handful of cold in a jar. So actually to break through that
Cold is like a feeling, not a...
Yeah, but to break through that idea, to try and get through to them, because they were like, I think they were teasing me. I'm not sure. It's hard to know sometimes. I think they were teasing me that cold, that they insisted cold did exist because they're just playing like word games. But the way I kind of got around that is I asked them to tell me whether you could use a refrigerator to cool off your apartment in a heat wave.
Technically, yes.
You think so?
If it's a really big refrigerator,
What would happen?
it would. Actually, the refrigerator would warm up.
How do refrigerators make your food lose heat?
Because it's cold in there.
I thought we said there's no such thing as cold. I'm trying to prove to the kids that cold doesn't exist. You can't say there's cold in there. Is there a handful of cold inside the refrigerator?
Kind of.
No.
There's a handful of not much heat inside.
There's a pocket of air that's lacking cold.
Lacking heat.
Lacking heat, yes. Where did the heat go?
Into your apartment.
Yeah, out the back of your refrigerator and into your apartment. Why don't you notice it? Because it's behind your refrigerator, right? But if your apartment was hot, too hot, if it was too hot in your apartment and you opened the refrigerator, what you're doing is you're now using energy to take the air that is in your apartment to get sucked into sort of a vacuum space where there's less heat, and then it gets the air sucked out of that, the heat sucked out of that air and shot out the back of your refrigerator, which is in your apartment. So your face might feel cooler if you stuck your face in the freezer. You're actually forcing warm air into your refrigerator, which requires energy to remove the heat again and shoot the heat out the back door of your. So I guess if you had the butt end of your freezer sticking out your balcony, right, you could heat up the neighborhood a little bit by opening the, but it wouldn't work. It seems like it should work, but it doesn't. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to leave my window open in the winter sometimes because our house was too hot. And my dad would get really mad because he said that would force the furnace. But it's like, well, especially in the summer too, I'd have my window open. My dad thought the furnace was going to come on in the summer. And I was like, well, why don't you turn the furnace off? And then we can just open because I'm really a big fan of cross breezes. I do think it's a dad job to turn lights out and complain about the heat. I don't remember my mom ever turning the lights out on me while I was studying, or
I'm gonna give this guy a body and a scythe, and he's gonna be awesome.
Nice. If you want to show people, you show them like this. See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get thingy.
A thingy. All right.
Thingy.
This is my cowboy riding a minotaur, not a bull, but a minotaur.
Ooh, that?
And they really have no reason for doing that. I just did.
Yeah.
Do I have any other videos? Present. Video file.
I am going to take off.
I value quality over quantity, which is why I have exactly one joke. This one. I hope you like it.
That was your grandpa.
No, it wasn't. You know, you will never know who that is. Inconspicuous. This guy's gonna be like sitting down.
Yeah. Jack Pike. If you'd like to join us, you can click on the link. I'll paste it in one more time. I do think it's pretty wonderful. If you were talking about
Minotaur riding a bull or bull riding a minotaur?
well, both. Really, I am.
Really?
Would you rather a smaller chair than this? Would that be easier?
This is fine, mate.
Okay, good.
Really? My British accent ends up being like half Australian. It's kind of sad.
Evil woman did put my paper behind the piano. She's so funny. Like, let's just say there's one thing you could do to sabotage my. Here's a crowd of people, and a young man appears to be praying to the ground. No, seriously, we do a live broadcast at 7 o'clock at Jesse Cannon Pier here. What's the one thing that would really mess me up? Maybe if you took my paper and hid it behind the piano. All right. I have to come up with a theory now. What will Jesse say about putting my paper behind the piano? What will be the logic?
What will it be?
What possible? So I know she didn't tell me it was behind the piano, and I find it hard to believe there won't be a logic behind it.
So, what do you think?
Jack Pike, do you want to join us? It'd be amazing if you did. You click the Isle of what?
I think that she was probably just cleaning up and she wanted to put it there.
Sure.
But hey, that's just I can't say that.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying is let's just try and guess what she says. I bet she just says sorry. Like, I'm so sorry I moved your paper.
Or she might snap at you.
Don't say that. We don't talk that way. Do we?
What?
She doesn't snap at me. You mean like if this was a cartoon?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like if she was in an elastic band.
We're not ganging up, I don't think. It's not ganging up on Jesse Day. We would not survive without Jesse.
That's a good point.
Though my paper would be where I left it. Hi, Kelly. Let's add you on. Is your mic on, Kelly?
Yep.
So what's shaking? Hey, can you get me an iced tea from the fridge?
Sure. Just still recovering from the twisted ankle.
Right. No, those are mine.
And then just finished installing.
Sure.
Finished having my mom's windows installed, which look really awesome.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
What was the best part of your day?
Having meeting up with my best friend Tony.
He's my best friend.
So
What makes Tony your best friend?
Oh, we've been friends for over 30 years.
Yeah.
I don't need caffeine.
I don't think those have caffeine.
It says black tea.
Okay, well, don't drink it if you don't want it.
I'm gonna get a water.
You should get a water.
I should get a water.
So he's helping me troubleshoot some. We found out that the Blink cameras don't work with an Android phone.
Can you please say that one more time?
Oh, I said we couldn't figure out, like, so we're trying to set up some Blink cameras.
Blink.
Yeah.
Blink?
Yeah, Blink.
You're going to have to tell me what that is.
It's a camera. It's like a webcam.
Yeah.
But they stopped working for some reason, so we were trying to figure out why they wouldn't start
Did they work before?
Yeah.
Well, why would they stop working? Because it's an Android if they worked before.
Well, so we're trying to add a Ring doorbell, and the sync module wouldn't work.
Oh, you changed it from where it was before.
Yeah.
Did you update it?
Yep, did everything. Updated it, reinstalled
Oh, that's
it.
probably what happened is when you updated it, you probably it's probably changed and now it won't work because like you're saying it worked before, right?
The Ring doorbell didn't work. That was new. We just got that, and it didn't work at all.
Why wouldn't it work with an Android? I find usually products work easier with Androids than Mac stuff.
They said there's a problem with the newer Blink cameras where it won't work with some Androids.
Oh, some Androids.
Yeah, so I think it just doesn't work with mine.
That's reasonable because Android could be anything, right?
Yeah. I've got the newest one, but still it shouldn't matter. So my friend Tony took the Ring doorbell home. He's going to try and sync it with his iPhone.
I haven't had that problem in years, but I will tell you, I changed schools about 15 years ago, and when I got there, they had 3 old Macintosh computers and 5 brand new Sony cameras. And if there was only one combination, Mac and Sony were feuding, and so they were designed not to work together.
Yeah, that worked. Yeah,
that was about 15 years ago since I've seen. Basically, I kind of thought that the Mac and PC world kind of found some common ground, and they weren't really battling that way anymore.
So we have to figure that. He's going to try it out. We'll see what happens. He's going to try it out tonight for me. And let me know.
I see.
That is the scariest bull I've ever seen.
This?
Yeah.
Minotaur.
Oh, Bellator.
That's a Minotaur.
It's Bellator.
The Minotaur is scary.
I like the scariness.
He's scary because nobody loved him. And that's what makes you really dangerous.
Even his mom didn't love him?
Even his mom.
Oh, gosh.
Was his mom... Okay, here's what... The mom was seduced by a bull, right? Which is Zeus. And then when the Minotaur was born, he was half bull and half human. And they took him away and threw him in a pit and fed him. Did they feed him children? Something like that. But I don't remember what the mom's response was. She probably didn't have much say after she sort of got caught in a compromised position, right? Like, oh, how come my son is half bull? But
Greek stories are so messed up.
yeah, but you know what? I don't remember her having any say in whether the Minotaur was put in that pit. But you know who will remember that?
No.
My wife Jessica, who hides my painting paper behind the piano.
That's only reasonable. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to run, guys. What
do you mean run? You going away?
Yeah, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to run, but I am going to leave. So
why are you leaving? Is it because I'm negative tonight? I'm a little bit negative tonight. I'm a little in the grumpy zone.
Let me see. No. You're. I expect you to be kind of a little bit. Well, you're always kind of a little bit negative, but I think it's merely you're mostly just argumentative.
No.
And I know exactly. You're never argumentative, and
it's like when your mom goes, "Go to bed, you're tired," and you go, "I'm not tired," and then she goes, "Go to bed, you're tired," and you scream at her, "I'm not tired," and it's like it's a trap because if you say if you say I'm negative, I was kidding by the way. I said no, I'm not negative or argumentative. Because obviously, if I say no, I'm not argumentative. I'm arguing, but
exactly.
Yeah, it's a never-ending loop.
Argument. Oh well, when are you going to start? Sorry.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. No, I'm just riffing on I'm here for an argument. The old Monty Python skit.
Oh, you know what? That's funny because I don't really tell a lot of people this, but I don't think Monty Python's funny, and I do like people that like Monty Python. So it's kind of like a thing that I wanted to be part of that. Also, never really loved the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I pretended to for a long time.
I always knew there was something terribly wrong with you, Rich. This proves it. Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Theo, there are so many things wrong with me, and it's so weird because I catch so much heat for stuff that's got nothing to do with me, and I have so many actual real problems. It blows my mind the things people think are my problems compared to what my actual problems are. And I'm never telling anybody that I don't have problems. Like I don't think I met Jessica. I'm like, listen, I got problems. That's how I introduced myself. And it's just so funny that like, especially when people get really fired up. Okay, here's one. I did get kind of slammed on social media by a former disgruntled Rumble Park patron. And I don't want to bring it up now because I don't want to cause problems. But the funniest thing is, his whole theory is that because I consider myself a failed artist, I go out of my way to ruin students' lives. And again, I don't want to get into the details, but it's like I even said to because the theory is I tell them that they can't be artists. I have a TED talk about if you stop making art, you'll die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then so I even said to my kids, like I said to them, listen, you guys, if just on the off chance that I've ever made any of you feel like there isn't a future in art, they're like, Mr. Teru, you tell us we'll die if we don't make art. And they're like, okay. And I said, and then my other problems, apparently, because I think I'm a failed artist, my class laughed at me so hard, not because I'm like humble, but because I'm the opposite of somebody that has the self-esteem problems who considers themselves like they're like you could do with a little bit of failed artist in you, Mr. Teru. Because I'm always like the impression I give is I think I'm wonderful, and so it's just funny that this one person that was attacking me was absolutely convinced my problem is that I judge myself as a failed artist, where on the contrary, I probably have a little bit too much self-esteem based on not enough skill as an artist, right? Like I'm probably on the heavy overestimating myself rather than the underestimating myself. So we had a good laugh at that, but it's just funny, like, because clearly somebody walked away with some hurt feelings, and I don't want anybody to have hurt feelings. When people attack me, like, I wish they'd attack me for my real problems, though. Like, okay, yeah, I am a bit argumentative. I can take that. But, like, if you call me, like, a potato, you know, I'm probably not going to get as angry as if you say I have, like, separation anxiety, you know? I do have separation anxiety. Don't go away. Don't go with you.
There we go. Sorry. I'm gonna go and leave now, and but you know, good morning picture tomorrow morning. Oh, and also tomorrow morning is what? What's the special day tomorrow?
Your birthday.
Is it your birthday?
Oh.
Is it Groundhog Day?
No.
It's
spring.
Oh, you know who you're missing right now is Jessica. Jessica loves when the days by the date change to spring. I count spring when it goes to a certain temperature and I could ride my bike.
I count spring when I start getting depressed because shadows freeze you and sunlight burns you.
Oh,
Yeah, for
well,
me, spring is less based on the turn of the sun and more based on the temperature outside.
yeah. Well, I mean, spring in Calgary really doesn't happen as far as most of our plant life goes. Sometime middle of May, maybe. You know,
Yeah,
it's
and a lot
just
of those rides are
oh,
British. You know?
but as far as our little blue dot is concerned, tomorrow is equinox. 12 hours a day, 12 hours of night, and
I'd
one
rather call it equinox than
longer days, and one side slides into longer nights, and ever it will be.
what stresses me out about that is like it just starts getting to be warm around the time that switches again. So Jess will be like, "Oh, the days are getting shorter again." I'm like, "Well, the weather only just warmed up." So I tend to think of like the seasons more in more practical terms.
Yeah, well, that's perfectly all right.
That said, though, because of global warming, it's going to be a lot more spring-like tomorrow than a lot of other years. You know,
Which is sad.
Well, there's a difference. Weather can be anything, anywhere, anytime. But overall, yeah, climate change, the world's getting warmer. End of story. Anyone who says it isn't or that it's not affecting us is just a complete fool or a lying, disingenuous piece of S. So,
I feel like the climate deniers stopped denying climate change a little while ago, and they shifted from they used to say it wasn't warming up, which was crazy, and then they said, well, of course it's warming up. It's just not because of humans. And now they say it might be warming up because of humans, but it's going to correct itself. So there seems to be shifts in that kind of thinking, doesn't there?
that's just the basic nature of well, let's see, what's a polite term for it? Well, there isn't one, so it's just the nature of assholism. And yeah, anyway, tomorrow I shall be sending out seasonal greetings for the equinox, and
just love that.
you will, it will arrive in your email boxy.
Thank you.
Until then, ciao for now.
Ciao.
Okay, so now we're going to make his body. Then we're going to cut off the extra cloak that I don't need. Then we're going to... Ooh. Might have to do that glue trick for the scythe.
Yeah?
Actually, no. I think I just did
getting
that.
pretty weird. My cowboy minotaur. How would he be mounted to such a thing?
Why are they always naked, Dad?
Which ones?
All of them.
Everything I paint?
Yeah.
So clothes on him. Clothes on him. I guess my answer for you is I often paint bodies without clothes with the intention of adding clothes on after. Right? So I'm finding the form and then I add clothes onto the form. And in this case, I'm trying to think of what like the early Greeks would be wearing. It's really good. Is that death?
Yeah.
You really are good at that. And I'm tempted to say for a 12-year-old, but I think you're really good at that for any age. I really thought last week was like an awful broadcast, and then I watched it, and it was actually pretty funny. I mean, not funny in a way like, haha, look, that guy knows what he's doing. But funny in a way like, it was watchable.
Like, haha, that guy doesn't know what he's doing.
That's pretty much what it was. When I was a kid, I went and saw Clash of the Titans in the movie theater. And it just scared the snot out of me. Like, just the absolute snot out of me. I was so terrified.
Was it scary?
What did I just say?
Well, how old were you?
I was, I think, grade 5.
Okay, I can say.
But I also think I had a conversation with my mom where she said something like, if I take you to this movie, you better not get scared, and then we have to go home. Like, I'm not going to get scared. And I was like, get me out of here. And she paid for tickets, so we weren't going. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, come to think of it, believe it or not, when Oliver was a kid, we went and saw Monster House, and like halfway into the first 10 minutes, he's like, hell no. And we had to leave too.
Like
Monster
Oliver?
House. Yeah, I totally forgot that he was a kid. You start to feel like people come out fully formed, you know?
Yeah.
Floppy hair and beard. Floppy hair and beard. Floppy hair and beard. Oh, hello.
My British accent turns into like a half Australian accent.
Well, you got to travel, right? Like in my case, I don't have a terrible British accent because my mom's Welsh.
Mm.
But you know, like Thea was saying, Thea used to watch Monty Python. I would guess most North Americans that have like fake British accents probably pick it up from Monty Python more than anybody else.
Well, I did have a pretty good one right after I watched the Harry Potter movies.
Right. I actually picked up my Cockney from Gilligan's Island. They were doing an episode where Marianne, I guess you haven't seen Gilligan's Island, but Marianne was doing the, I forget the name. I want to say Pygmalion, but I don't think that's the right word. And so she was playing this like Cockney waif, and she's like, he taught me to walk, he taught me to talk, he taught me to act like a proper woman. And I did this for my mom, and she was mind blown. She's like, listen to his Cockney. And then so we went over to my aunt's, and they used to have me do my accents. But I think then maybe in the 90s, my friends used to do a lot of kind of Irish accents because, well, probably because it was the 90s. And then that kind of evolved into Boston accents, just the movies we were watching. And yeah, I guess like times and movement sort of change, and you take on different affectations.
What's a Boston accent?
You pretty much just did one. Boston. I feel like doing accents is more like kind of like dancing, that when you're in the mood, it just kind of comes out right.
Yeah.
And if you try and force it, it doesn't. My Fair Lady, you're 1,000%. Only it was actually Gilligan's Island. While you're at it, campaigner, can you tell me if the word Pygmalion somehow relates to My Fair Lady? Pygmalion. I actually always thought Pygmalion was from Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Rings fly.
Have you read Lord of the Flies at school yet?
No.
What are they teaching you?
What did they teach you?
Well, Lord of the Flies. And you're going to go into crisis when they smash Piggy's glasses. That's a spoiler alert for you.
Uh-oh. Are you sure they read that?
You're going to read it. It's like part of life. No one gets out alive.
Dad, I'm being very careful.
Good. You know what you really need to worry about when you're doing that? It's your eyes. Did you ever read about Louis Braille?
If I get it under my fingernails...
Are you kidding me? Fingernails are fine. Eyeballs, not okay.
No. Under your fingernails is not fine.
Oh, okay.
That's
So My
very
Fair Lady is a musical based off of a play called Pygmalion, and that's where I always think that Pygmalion is the name of is My Fair Lady also a movie then. That would make sense because I tend to be more interested in reading plays than going to the theater even. And generally, if I had a choice between reading, I used to really love reading plays. I think even when I started reading, which was a bit late in life, one of the things I really like to do the most was read plays. Why would that be? What a strange young man I was. Well, I went virtually from not reading. I read my first book when I was 21, and that was about 6 months after I wrote a 300-page novel. And
you hadn't read a book?
You don't know this about me? I read The Outsiders in grade 8 because I didn't have to.
Ow.
Did it land in you?
No.
Do you need stitches?
It landed in my hand.
My two biggest fears is that you get one of these points in the eyeball. What do you think the second biggest fear is?
That I drop it on me.
In the family nut.
What?
Nothing. But yeah, I didn't read as a kid because I read very slowly, and I didn't think I was good at reading because I read very slowly. So if my teacher said, I want you guys to read to page 30 by tomorrow, I would knock myself out to get to page 14. But if I read to page 14, I knew every detail about what was going on page 14. And sometimes like 20 years later, I think it was like 5 years had passed, and Paul was talking to me about the Rachel papers. And in the Rachel papers, there's this gross thing where he's talking about he needed a bath so hard that he started, when you rub your hands together and you get those like worms of dirt in your cracks of your hands? He's using that description to discuss this guy's belly after he hadn't had a bath in a couple weeks. And oh yeah, that's on page 17. And he opened it up his book and it was on page 17. So I would remember like details like what page things were on. For instance, in The Skin of a Lion, the first book I read, on page 32, it shifted from George Harrison. It shifted from Patrick to Nicholas. This is like 30 years ago I read this book, and I started like flash forwarding in the book to see when Patrick came back. So I read with a lot of care, but I didn't read fast enough to keep up with my classes, and I would always fall behind and give up on my books, except from Shakespeare. So when I say I didn't read. Oh, that's why I read plays. That's so funny. See, I just went full circle. I did read Shakespeare because they only had us do a couple pages at a time, and I didn't read it slower than everybody else, and actually excelled at reading Shakespeare because I didn't have a problem with the language.
Okay.
Does that sound weird to you that I didn't read when I was a kid?
How did you survive?
I was a good listener. I had to be a very good listener, and I had to write really interesting essays. I had to write really interesting essays.
There was no video games? Well,
I had video games.
Like, that's not what I meant. There was no Hogwarts Legacy.
What's Hogwarts Legacy?
It's an open world
I had
game.
Star Wars.
Outlaws.
No, it wasn't Star Wars Outlaws. It was called Star Wars
Battlefront?
Pit Commander or something.
Battlefront?
Trench something. Trench. On an Apple II Plus. Oh, is this a video of it? No. That's so weird. There was also a version of like Star Wars.
There's King's Quest.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, King's Quest was a game.
No, I used to play a Star Wars game, and it was like it was in a trench. I also played Karateka.
Which is?
Karateka?
Karate?
It was kind of like, here, I'll show you.
I grew up with like X Thief, Dig Dug, Mario, Space Invaders, Pong, all those old games, Atari kind of stuff, ColecoVision stuff like the Intellivision with the baseball and everything.
Yeah. How old are you, Kelly?
I'll be 56 in December.
So did you have Blip?
What?
Blip.
Black?
What the blip?
Blip.
Oh, I don't think we had that game. I don't think we had Blip.
Yeah. Let me sing you the Blip song. You ready? It went blip, 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 blip. That was Blip. How about did you say you played Pong?
A little bit of Pong. Actually, Dig Dug was the big one I liked.
What about that driving game where you had a little steering wheel and it was kind of the same company as Blip? Electronic football?
Yeah. Or no, electronic baseball.
That wasn't a game.
Yeah, it was on Intellivision.
It made no sense.
You hit the ball, it goes around. That was it.
Yeah, some of those games were pretty abstract, like
how about Joust?
Yeah.
Do you remember Joust with the birds?
Yes.
Yeah, I played Joust a lot. And Street Fighter.
Esports.
No. I wish I could find it. So, Kelly, do you remember playing that Star Wars game where you were in a trench?
No. I don't think I played it. Oh, I know what you mean. The one where you fly into the Death Star, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That's the trench one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing that one. Very frustrating.
Wait 1 second. Just wait.
Hey, Jesse.
I haven't broken any.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What would compel you to want to put the paper I need for the live broadcast behind the piano without telling me?
Should have told you.
I know that. I know that you should have told me. My question specifically was, though, what would compel you to want to take the paper I needed and move it behind the piano?
As knowing you for 12 years,
Yeah.
I thought, you know what he likes is when I move his stuff.
You were doing it as a treat for me. See, I didn't anticipate that. You were thinking this is what gets the blood flowing to Rich Teru. He'll be tired.
He's been so distracted lately. I just wanted your attention.
Oh, isn't that nice? See, I believe the attention thing.
What was it? Theme. I love this.
What do you mean? What was it? You
Quality.
can't tell what this is?
Oh, becoming man.
No, it's a Greek guy rodeo riding the Minotaur.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay, let's rearrange here, Felix.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna.
No, you need to take over the screen because we've been boring the people. Felix,
the Greek guy kind of looks like Zach.
Can you take this on and use it on that pink thing there? I'm not kicking it off the screen, but I do need
a little bit.
Oh my gosh, Felix, that's so cute.
Zach, it kind of looks like you in the Minotaur.
Okay, Kelly, this is the Star Wars game. Can you see it?
I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Trench Command or something.
You're good? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, this is actually.
I thought you'd like it. Just don't spike yourself in the private, okay?
So doesn't the Minotaur, the guy on the Minotaur look like Zach?
Needle. What?
The guy on the Minotaur looks like Zach.
Actually, Zach, have you seen Bullet Train? Still with Brad Pitt and a whole bunch of people. Because there's a guy in Bullet Train that kind of reminded me of you. The mustache and the broad shoulders. Zach, did you ever play Blip? Do you want to hear the song again?
blip, 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 blip,
Blip, blip, blip, blip, blip, blip, blip, blip, blip, blip, blip, blip,
Did you guys
blip, 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 blip.
show all of the
All of them.
videos?
Yeah, I was trying to make it seem like you were here when you weren't.
Were any of you fooled?
By what?
Golf. Oh, isn't it good for the environment? Golf.
Just kidding.
All that grass, turning carbon into
Where's my book?
oxygen for us.
I don't think golf.
Yeah, you know what they should do with the golf courses is put some
Sometimes
high-rise
they have
towers
they
and
have
then
golf courses like on top
hedges
of,
everywhere. All right, if there was a guy riding a Minotaur, okay, who else would be there?
Medusa.
Medusa, you're right.
Death.
All the peoples.
Draw death. I'm making death. You go make death.
Macbeth.
Make death.
Macbeth. Is that like Scottish death?
What?
Macbeth.
No, make death.
Oh.
I made death.
I love Felix. That is so cute.
I don't think he needs arms. Actually, he doesn't.
So I learned some things tonight.
What did you learn, Rich?
Well, here's one. Never trust you.
Lesson learned. What else?
Secondly, if I do need to go look for paper, what we should do on the weekend is practice because Felix is so effing funny all the time. Until I go, hey, can you take over the live broadcast? And he's like, yep. And so I go over looking for the paper, and all of a sudden he goes blank. And I'm like, okay, how is it this kid, like he can talk for 3 hours straight when I'm trying to ride a bicycle and not get hit by traffic. But we put the live feed on and he just froze.
Ariadne. Oh, that would be a good one.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Zach. Zach brought up a whole list of people to paint.
Nice.
And death. Draw death.
Anyways. And you did great, by the way. But then you took off. And then I was left with no paper and no sidekick.
Well, you had me.
And then he started asking me for pop. And at one point he showed up with those clacky marbles, and I almost I chucked the marbles across the room.
You guys are so funny.
Are we? You know what else is funny?
What?
That moment where I realized I couldn't find, and I was like, I actually thought, oh, I must have like moved it and forgot it, because this is the one thing Jessie would not do to me. She wouldn't move my paper.
She would never.
I used to have certain tools at the gallery that I absolutely needed for the Wednesday night rumbles.
Oh, yes.
And they would be marked with tape. And the
And
word
threats.
Not threats. Don't say that. But I did label them divorce.
That's not a threat.
Well, it's not like, call the shelter threat. It's like,
Oh no, I didn't mean like that. It's still a threat.
oh, I thought you were thinking about the threats I was thinking.
Nope.
But yeah, the label said divorce, and it really meant please don't move this. Why? Like, it's funny that like those things matter to me, right?
They're your values.
My values,
Dad,
exactly.
Could you get Jessie to pass me the scissors? Sorry. Could you get
Oh,
Jessie
yeah,
to
here
pass
you
me
go.
the scissors to pass me? Oh.
Let me just toss them to you.
We don't
I
toss.
thought they
We
were
don't
over
toss
there,
scissors in this
so I
room.
meant you give them to Dad to give
pass.
them to me
Hmm.
to chop off this guy's hands.
Let's not put out the bad karma for hand chopping. Also, I had a flashback. You know how sometimes we confuse the kids because they're so similar?
Yeah.
Well, you would think Oliver to be like this kind of like eternal old man that's like, he likes the dark humor and stuff.
Yeah.
I had a flashback to, I took Oliver to go see Haunted House.
Yeah.
And we had to leave the theater because it was scary.
Oh,
Doesn't that not seem like Oliver?
Oliver.
Luckily, he's too busy to watch the live feed, so he won't be mad that I shared that story.
Well, this is the one time he chose.
That'd be nice. It'd still be nice. Hey,
It'd still be nice.
we spent $360 on masks this week.
They're all awesome.
They're all awesome. Oh, so you show up and people start watching. Great. Oh, turtle. I like that idea.
And Death.
Should it be Lonesome George? Back when he
Oh.
used to stand. What?
Turtle in the hair. I like that.
I might have just done something really, really not good. I just cut off Death's hands.
Okay, listen. Let's not joke about that, okay? Death will come get us.
No.
Have you read the Book
Thief?
Thief yet?
No.
Dude, what are you even doing with your life?
That is a good Felix. We need to catch you up here.
Yeah. Also Martian. I think we'll watch Martian together. Read that book. Blip, 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 blip.
Blip, 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 blip.
You didn't play Blip?
No.
What's your earliest recollection of a video game?
I don't know the name of it. I actually played it a lot. Halo.
Oh, yeah?
Halo?
Yeah. On my PC.
Are you laughing at her?
Yes. Openly.
Oh,
So funny. Yes, I was a gamer once, Felix.
You said that you played like Yoshi's Island.
But my earliest was Super Mario. Earliest was Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo.
So I was
Super
expecting,
Nintendo.
I was expecting like
That's-
Yoshi's.
Okay, scratch that.
Wait, though. Did you actually like stay up late and play Halo?
Yeah, I actually did.
Like,
Okay.
did you ever do the thing where you like your parents went to bed and you played video games, and the next day at school you couldn't stay awake?
No.
And then they called home and was like,
'cause
I
you-
think Jessica's staying
has
up
a
all night
problem.
playing
No.
video games.
No, so that we only had one computer in our house, and it was in my dad's office. And so it was just like when it was like free time, computer time. So like after school, I was allowed to go on it. And then that only lasted until my dad did an upgrade on the computer. And then all of my
Wait, what did your dad do to the computer?
like upgraded it. Like
Do you mean like he purposely banned you guys from playing games?
no,
or like
listen.
he was
He updated the whole PC like with a new operating system.
Mhm.
And then all of my key controls were wiped on Halo, and I didn't know how, like, I don't know why it worked good before, and then I don't know how to fix those things. So then I just stopped playing, and I was just about to like get to this epic spot, and then I just stopped because I didn't know how to play it with like different controls because my
Mhm.
hand muscle memory was gone.
Right.
You
So
can
that was
change
it. No, I know, but
I
didn't
would
know how.
say that kind of happened to me with Spider-Man. That I got over. I immediately realized that video games weren't a good match for me.
Oh, Dad,
Yeah, but
you should know how hard that is for me. Saying that I play at least 5 different open world games.
Yeah,
that all
so
have
what-
different controls.
yeah. So what happened was I got pretty good at Spider-Man when it first came out, and then Oliver got a Spider-Man game, and he wanted me to get him through a level, and I picked it up, and I was like, like I feel like I should be able to swing, and it wasn't very nimble, and it really frustrated me to have to relearn. But I also think that, like, Felix, do you know the game Octopus Dad?
Yeah.
Have
That
you ever?
one-
You haven't actually played it though, right?
No, I probably would never play.
Like, I feel like all video games are a little bit like Octopus Dad, where you're just trying to figure out how to make things move, and then as you get better at making things move, hey! Oh, sorry. Look who's with us.
Peed my pants.
Richard Cox.
Hi, Richard.
We've been missing you.
Did you see his beautiful new weaving? He put a video up.
Did I?
He finished a beautiful
Should
new
send us the link
weaving.
and we can put it on.
Richard, I love your new weaving you finished.
Now, just as you,
Wampus was based on the Minotaur, by the way.
Wampus.
What's Wampus?
If anybody wants to join us, here's the link.
What's Wampus?
I'm looking it up.
I remember it from something.
Is it like Krampus? Wampus?
Wampus.
I might put Krampus into this.
You should put.
Is this Wampus? No.
Oh, Richard said he tried to get on StreamYard.
Here, I'm sending a link, Richard. Just click that
I love that.
and follow your way through.
It looks like you got a haircut over here.
All right, so I got Medusa, I got the Gorgon, I got a random
Rhinoceros.
Who else needs to be in there? Can I hold it just as it's more in the light?
Oh my
There we go.
gosh,
There's
his
the light.
eyes are so cute. Oh, that's okay, Richard. I love that you're here.
No, next time somebody gets mad at me, I'm just going to throw death at them.
Bring it.
That's a good omen.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw death at you. Yeah.
You know who I got on my team? Death.
Yeah.
Who do you got on your team?
Bitch.
Ooh, I was gonna say it, but I couldn't. No, you had to choose a cavern, and if you chose the wrong one, the Wampus got you. You were trying to get out of a maze.
Oh, it's a game.
Oh, and it's just like that's like the minute.
That's what he said.
That's the miniature. Yeah. Sorry, I'm slow, Jack.
That's very cool.
I'm slow.
Guys, mail us some letters. The P.O. box is in the bottom corner here. Where's it? If I put my hand... All right, how do I do this? Here. And then I turn it that way. Do you see there? Why are you whispering? Do you see there? There's the phone
Can you grab
number.
the loaf for him? It's on the stove. Too.
Loaf? No, I
What?
ate.
Oh, you ate already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
if you want it, you can.
P.O. Box
The what?
13035, Beltline RPO, Calgary, Alberta. So hard to do. T2R 1C6. And yeah, please send us mail, and we will mail you paintings. Jack Pike, I'm going to mail you this beautiful painting right here if you only send me a letter. That's kind of what we're doing for commerce now. Instead of auctioning things off,
like a slush, slushy.
Instead of I didn't put the I don't think I put the Twitch on, so we'll see how that affects our numbers. I also don't think I put on the Instagram.
That's okay.
I also didn't have any paper for the first hour.
It's okay. It's my bad.
Yeah,
that was on me.
Everybody here, like, why can't you find your own paper? Why can't I find my own
because
paper?
I hide his things.
Right, okay.
There we go.
Just Felix and I were trying to speculate like how you would explain that. I wasn't expecting you to be so bold as to like, I just hide it.
I'm just turning
that way he'll always need
turning a new leaf over. It's called honesty.
Right.
Radical honesty.
Radical honesty.
I just like his attention, so I hide his things. It's unhealthy.
I have that on video now. I have that on video. 12 years of you denying. Suddenly, what has happened? Are you my Jesse? Okay. What else?
Are you my Jesse?
What else do I need in here? I got a rhino, a minotaur,
rabbit,
Percy, a rabbit. You're right.
Rabbit.
But like a big rabbit.
Yeah, like a scary rabbit.
Like a rabbit Roux.
Like he could
Like
get
a jackalope.
Like a jackalope.
Like kind of a kangaroo.
Oh, Amanda's joining us from Twitch. You got it. Yeah, it's right there.
How'd I do that?
Because you just clicked it.
That's amazing.
You're so good.
My teacher taught me how to gamble in school today.
It's great.
Good.
Kind of.
Math?
Were you expecting us to be
Probability, yeah. Good.
I won.
I won.
I technically got.
I won all of the
imaginary
probability.
I got a probability question for you. Ready?
And a Ferrero Rocher. So.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the probability question. If you had a class of 26 students, okay?
Oh, yeah.
You're in a class with 26 students. What are the odds? What percentage? Let's say you had 10 classes with 26 students. What are the odds that 2 kids in your class have the same birthday?
30%.
50.
No.
What do you mean no? Do you think I know this? Do you think I know this riddle from scratch?
I've got
He won at probability today. He knows
everything. You're a
everything.
probability guy? The only thing is the reason
my class does have 60 kids, so no.
Okay, but listen, the reason I bring it up is because I've already done the research and I already know that if you have as many as 26 kids in your class, there's a 50% chance that 2 kids have the same birthday.
How?
Well, it starts out if you have 1 kid in your class, there's a 0% chance that kids have 2 birthdays. If you have 2 kids in your class, I think it's 301 and 365 chance that 2 kids have.
364 and like a quarter.
But it goes from like 360 to 130 to 60 to 30 to like it reduces so quickly that by the time you get to 26 kids in your class, there's a 50-50 chance. Now, I know this because my principal they used to give us these math questions at the beginning of the day. And I made it my point to answer all the math questions, whether I could or not. So basically at first I muscled my way through the math questions. After a while, I remember hitting a math question I couldn't find the answer to. So I started like reverse Googling to find where he's getting the questions from. And I found his source for the questions. So then if I got stuck, I would put the answers. And then one time when he was really mystified that I was getting all his answers, I felt like I was being sneaky by deceiving him. So I answered his question for that day, and then I answered his question for the next
Tomorrow?
day. Yeah. I also did this funny thing where I replaced his this is my first year teaching and also my favorite principal, but I replaced his name tag with mine. So I was walking around with Jerry Fidgel on my coat, and he was walking around with Rich Teru, art teacher, on his coat. And that was funny for like an hour or so, but then he got busy and I had to go. So it so happened that like a couple weeks later I hadn't returned it yet, and I actually had to get the secretary to let me into his office. I'm like, dude, like I stole Jerry's name tag as a joke 3 weeks ago, and I don't know how to put it back. And so she's like, okay, Rich, I'll let you in this time. But I learned my lesson. He was actually probably the kind of guy that might have been smart enough and avoided letting me put the name tag back. I got a rabbit. I've got a minotaur.
And I've got death.
I've got you, babe. Death. Nice.
Kind of looks like Batman.
No, Scott, it's actually math.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. What do you say?
I didn't believe it at first.
Yeah.
I even went as far as to go through my classes, and I had 7 classes, and 3 of them had 2 kids with the same birthday. And then on top of that, one of the classes had a kid in that class who had the same birthday as me. Here's what I'll do. I'll look it up. I'll ask Siri. Hey, Siri, in a class of 26 kids, what are the chances that 2 kids have the same birthday? Would Siri know this? The birthday problem. All righty.
Okay.
In probability theory, the birthday problem asks the probability that in the set of n randomly chosen people, at least 2 will share the same birthday. The birthday paradox is a counterintuitive fact. Did we say that out loud? Counterintuitive fact that only 23 people are needed that the probability to exceed 50%. Did I say 26?
Yeah.
I meant 23.
Oh, that's even lower.
I know. So look up the probability theory.
Nice.
And then argue with me.
I'm
not even pretending to be smart. This was a thing that my
I love how we learn so much on the Isle of Roux.
Yeah.
Like I traveled this far and we just learned a lot.
You can go play games for a bit if you want, Felix.
Hey. Star Wars music.
Close your door if you're doing that, please.
Take care, Jack. Nice to see you.
Jack, send us a photo. Have you painted with us tonight? I'll put it up. I can show it on my text at 403-629-7424. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Is your door closed? Yep. Okay.
That Kevin was in the way.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Did Kevin attacked him? But I think he's okay.
I saw, like, reels.
Yeah.
So it so happened that a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple days ago, maybe it
Yeah.
just feels like a couple weeks. I had
Monday.
and I don't even really like them. They show up in your feed and they catch your attention, and you're like, what? Maybe I'll check that out. And I was checking out a reel, and I got stuck in this loop because there was like 20. Especially, hey, Amanda, when's your birthday? Because here's another strange thing. I'm just talking about like mathematical probability. But if your birthday is in April, there's a good chance that there's even more than 2 kids in your class with the same birthday. And if you want to know why that is, you have to ask yourself what a 9-month gestation period from Stampede Week is. Because Calgary, Alberta has an unnaturally high percentage of kids born. Well, it's actually 10 months to the day right after Stampede. If you're born in October, chances are you were a New Year's baby.
That is a feral rabbit.
Feral rabbit.
I love it.
Right. What do we got here? April 28th. Yep. That would be a Stampede baby. And there's tons of kids in April because yeah.
Ella.
My birthday's on the 17th of July, so there was often the last day of Stampede fireworks on my birthday. Who's this over here? I'm going to put them up in front of everybody to see who we got there. Ba-bam, who's that?
Kelly.
Hello, Kelly. What are you showing us?
Resin tray.
Resin tray, and it's got stickers in it?
Yep.
Are those rare special stickers?
Yeah, they came from Lethbridge, I guess.
Are they on the resin tray or in the resin tray?
They're in the tray. So this is the back.
Mm-hmm.
It's between the layers. And then there's a background also painted on it.
Hey, I got a crazy suggestion. Do you have any interest in my crazy suggestion?
Sure.
So I had these frames, and the frames were all glass, and I used to hang them up on my wall, but then the attachments that held the glass in got loose. So I kept the frames and I had to recycle the glass. But what I did was I took layers and layers of glass and I built up a background to foreground 3D image. Did you ever think of like doing resin where you put like a layer of resin down and then you put the very back of an image and then you put a layer of resin down, you put a slightly closer, do you know what I mean? Like if you had slides of things.
Yeah, I've done that before actually with some stuff. With steampunk.
Yeah?
Yep.
Do you have any handy?
No, it's got sold.
The rub.
This is between, there's 3 layers on this.
Yeah.
So the first layer is the background. The second layer is another clear background. Then the stickers went on. Then 2 more layers on top.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like some overlapping.
Very cool.
What are you going to do with that?
I'll probably go with me to Calgary Expo. Or it'll be for sale.
Are you going to the comic convention?
Yeah.
When is that again?
April. Second week in April, I think, or the 3rd week.
Third week.
I don't know if I've been back to the comic convention since Big Bang hit the TV.
Well, they're going to have the Back to the Future cast there.
Yeah?
Michael J. Fox is coming.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I found it got sold out pretty quick for tickets after TV popularized comic books and nerd culture.
Oh, look at all my little snakes.
Say that again?
Look at all my little snakes.
I thought you said curdle my nerdle snakes. That's going to be my new comment.
Curdle my nerdle.
Curdle my nerdle.
Scott says the birthday paradox doesn't hold true as a large sample, but 23 people, yes.
So this one has a small
Say that in there.
It says AI take.
I believe the birthday paradox gets even more common. Why would it stop at 23? No, if you had 1,000 people, you're almost
There'd be way
guaranteed
more,
to have
yeah.
2 people with the same birthdays.
This is interesting.
You gotta be careful about trusting AI as a source.
We got too little.
I have a funny comment.
Yeah.
About AI. Maybe I won't share it. I think this is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this.
Look at my Medusa.
Make me. Okay, I will. Let me see. Oh yeah, we'll put it here.
That looks good, Jess.
Thank you.
What about mine, Kelly?
I like yours too.
You're supposed to say it's not always about you, Rich.
Huh. It's all about Jesse.
You don't have it in you.
Oh, and did you show you the mail? Did you open Thea's?
I did, and I read it badly.
Oh,
I wasn't good reading tonight.
It's okay.
It's okay. I was like tired and distracted. Last week I thought the broadcast was terrible, and when I watched it, it was actually kind of funny. This week it's actually terrible.
No, I don't think it will be. I think it will be very endearing.
I don't think you're listening.
No,
like it was terrible.
You have to learn to trust yourself. It's so beautiful. I really love that.
This? Well, you can probably have it if you write me a letter.
I think Jack is all over that.
Have you ever thought about writing me a letter and putting it in the mailbox?
I should. My grandma got her letter
Over
today.
1 million people, 1 in 365 probability. No, in 1 million people, you would have like 10,000 people with the same birthdays.
So I got this cool thing that I tried recently. It's got 8 different colors on it.
Wow. That is a nice lion.
Like, actually, by the time you get to 360 people, you're guaranteed to have 2 people with the same birthday. So it stops being relevant after you have 365.
Yeah, right. Can I use your brushes? I mean, and your paint?
Huh?
Can I use all your stuff?
Yeah. If you have 366, a group of 366 people, you're almost guaranteed that I guess you're guaranteed to have somebody who would have the same birthday. And it would be astronomically rare to have 365 people and each one was born on a different day. It's possible. Very, very like
one for each.
1 in
day?
a million chance. 1 in a billion chance. Billion's a pretty big number, though. Have you ever seen 1 million? Jesse?
No. I think actually you showed me the dot.
I took a grain of salt, like about this big, and I made like 10,000. I think 10,000 was like a centimeter cube, and then a meter was like 100,000, and then I think 1 million was a good portion of the school cafeteria.
That's great.
Yeah. All right, Scott, I am going to sit down with the flow chart and we're going to work this math problem out together. But for now, trust me, if you have 366 people, 2 people have the same birthday.
Yeah.
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 Chances you're at a 50-50 chance at 23 people. And it goes as you hit 24 and 26 and 30. The more people you have in the room, the higher the chance that the 2 people have the same birthday. It's the illusion is you're imagining you're starting with the first person. How many people before somebody else comes in the room and has the same birthday as the first person? But the reality of it is all you need is 2 people in the same space to have the same birthday. And by the time you get to 23, there's a 50-50 chance that that's going to happen.
Well, that's a good way of explaining it.
Scott's losing his mind right now. I actually remember going through this phase when I was talking to when I was doing Jerry's math problem. That is a beautiful painting, my friend. I like your colors. I like the subtle shifts of the lighter trees.
Beautiful.
I do wonder why one of your trees has a nipple. second tree from the right. Did your chair just squeak?
Yeah.
No, that's fine. No, the other side. Yeah, there's a nipple. Just press it down. There we go. Is it flat now?
Oh, there. I see it. What he means.
Did you stick your paintbrush through that canvas? Try this. Take your cell phone, dim the lights. Zach, dim the lights and shine your cell phone through that moon. Do it. Hey Siri, turn my flashlight on. Put it right up. Put it right up, the phone right up to the moon. A little closer. Are you messing with me? Put the flashlight right up to the moon. There.
Oh.
You got to put it. Is it up against the canvas?
It's really thick paint.
There we go.
It's really thick.
Did you carve it or paint it? I love it.
It's beautiful.
Oh, that's crazy. I just had an urge to paint Northern Lights. I also just learned something else. I just learned that that's really beautiful. Do you want to sell these, Zach? I don't know if we have viewers right now, but if you want to have a live auction, opening bid for these beautiful pieces are $5,000. Why does it say forgive me? Scott, you don't need to be forgiven. We love you. Don't judge.
Oh, that's cute. I like the size and everything. Zach, I can't hear you though if you're talking.
Oh, I've been muted this whole time.
Zach.
Oh, that's.
How long have you been talking to us? Like the whole time?
The whole time. I'm like, am I like this? Are these not landing? Are these jokes landing? No.
Hey, Zach.
I've been super shy. Like none of this stuff is landing. I'm like, oh no, these guys, they don't even want me here. I'm like, oh no.
Zach, listen, can I tell you something? And Jesse's gonna love this.
God.
Because my beautiful wife completely sabotaged me by not being here, which is fair. But for some reason, she took the paper I needed and put it behind the piano. Right now, you think I'd be frustrated, but here's what I did to you of equal evil: is Theo's mic was getting some feedback.
Yeah.
And so I turned your mic off and Theo's mic off like 2 hours ago. Theo's and your microphones to see which one of you was getting the feedback. And I 100% forgot to turn you back on. So that is, see, I have a better understanding. Jessie wasn't trying to ruin my life. No. She just was moving the paper and probably thought, I'll put that back where Rich can find it before I forget. And then she forgot. Yeah. But I 100% did that. That was my fault. I muted you because I was trying to figure out where that sound problem was coming from.
It was me. Yeah.
Did you mail us a letter to P.O. Box 1035 Beltline RPO, Calgary, Alberta, T2R1C6 yet?
Yes, and I did it. I did it from Oaxaca. I did it from southern Mexico.
That's amazing.
Did you put your proper returning address?
I put my Vancouver address on it. Yeah.
Because when that arrives, I'm going to mail you a little webcam. Do you want to see it?
Gracias, por favor.
This is our evolution of webcams. Is because when COVID hit, I had to buy some webcams, and we got this one. It's actually quite nice. I think it was like $280 during COVID, and the only reason it still existed was because nobody wanted to buy a $280 webcam. It's got a mount here that you can put on a tripod. That's nice, right?
Yeah.
And then this was very useful to us. But then we got a better camera and a better camera. We started giving things away. So yeah, I think I'll try and set you up with that camera.
Yeah, because I'm doing this two phones, the selfie camera, and it's like I'm doing it all the way over there.
Yeah. Is Scott worried that we're mad at him because we love Scott?
Scott, we love you.
He seems like he's apologizing. Scott, you don't need to apologize. We love you.
Scott, we love you. Also, Zach, we love you.
I love you, Scott.
Yeah. Is your phone hot? Touch it. Touch it.
No, I paid for this phone.
Oh yeah.
Wah,
no,
wah.
no. Is it like hot? Is it heating up?
You guys, I didn't think I was a part of this, so I was taking notes.
No.
I was like, I got to take notes. They're not getting back to me.
Tonight is a.
You're like, they did not like that joke.
Yeah. But actually, we were talking about temperature. Is there a base temperature? Is there like it's not cold, it's too hot? Is there like a neutral? Is there a base?
I think we're.
Well, in space, there's a certain temperature. I think it's minus 117 or something.
Kelvin, some zero Kelvin.
I'm gonna look that up and see what the temperature in space is because I talk some shit sometimes. It's
is that the standard? Is that everywhere? Everywhere standard base temperature, and then there's like varying degrees of heat on top of that.
I don't know how you'd make a decision like that because the temperature in the sun is pretty different than the temperature near Pluto, right?
Right.
So, like the ultimate space temperature. Just hang on 1 second.
The room temperature of the universe.
It's a pretty big universe. Okay, so temp.
Also, do you know who Jeff Goldblum is?
Yes.
Have you seen him in Chaos?
Yes.
Oh my God!
We got Netflix back just to watch Chaos.
Okay, so in space, the temperature is minus 454.81 Fahrenheit, or 2.7 Kelvin, or minus 270.45 degrees. And I think at minus 271 time stops.
Yeah.
In space, the temperature is just slightly warmer than absolute zero, which is crazy, right? Because when they talk about like time moving differently in space, it's so cold in space that if it was just a little colder,
there would be
time would stop moving.
That's crazy.
Whew. Okay, check mark. What about a unicorn? What about a unicorn? You were asking about a unicorn. I thought Q is the theme. What about a unicorn? That joke didn't land.
Yeah.
You have so many jokes to catch up on now, Sam. Did you write them down?
I was trying. And then you were talking about rocks. I think rocks have thoughts. I think rocks are conscious. Pretty basic consciousness, but if you knock a rock, it'll respond, you know?
Yeah. Actually, so how do we know rocks just aren't really slow compared to us?
Yep. That's Alan Watts, baby. Rocks are just fucking time machines.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think, were you online when we were talking about this, like...
I've been here the whole time.
No, this is a different day, though. But I was talking about Oliver and I went for a walk, and he just randomly was running out of the house and running around, and then he came by. He was wearing red snow pants and a red snow jacket, so he would have just been mostly red. And he ran by this tree that we loved, and he just randomly pulled a branch off the tree. And I remember thinking, like, wow, that's aggressive. Like, he was like 5 at the time.
That was aggressive.
But I also remembered thinking, like, from the priest's perspective, because time would move way, like, different for the tree. It would have been like the tree was just standing there like this, you know, and then all of a sudden there's this red tube, and then a finger was missing. And, like, if you imagine, like, things moving really quickly in the mind of a tree where it's like it's moving very slowly, so the universe around it's moving really quick. It would have seen Oliver in this like long tube for him instead of like, you know, like frozen in time or super sped up like the Flash.
Yeah, like a low shutter speed.
Yeah, and so there would have been like branches, and then a branch went missing, and it would be like, why did that tube take my finger?
Oh, why?
Like like the 3D versus 2D, and then the 2D sees a line, but you know you're a body, but you're actually just a line.
And you're also twisting through space, which we forget about too, right? Like, so you're like this coil sort of flinging through space on a planet.
Speaking of which, it's the equinox tomorrow, 12 and 12.
Yeah.
See, I bet you Theo would have loved to have you online when he said that too. I said Jesse really digs that shit, but I tend to like when it's not 28 degrees and everybody's like, oh, it's spring today. I'm like, doesn't feel like spring to me, but I think tomorrow will feel like spring. I think that's a thing. I think that's part of the promise.
You'll be up real late. You'll be up real late playing Plinko, or what was that? Plingo?
My video game was
Blimp.
No, my video game was Star Wars, like Trench Wars or Trench Fighters.
That one, yeah. That was the first?
No, not the first. I'm so sorry about that. What would the first game have been? I'm really thinking hard. They were pretty lame to start.
They were on floppy disks, right? You almost had to play like
sometimes a couple floppy disks. Yeah.
yeah.
What was it again?
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. What that?
Yeah.
Put it under the camera. Mine's not very good.
It's almost a trend. The floppy disk game style is almost coming back.
We like things we can touch.
Yeah.
Right?
Click, like real clicky buttons.
Yeah. In fact, I just gave Felix a keyboard that my friend at work gave me, and it's got really clackety keys.
My dad had like his probably his first keyboard, super clicky.
Yep.
And his computer set up in like the den, and if my buddies were over and maybe we stayed up too late, he would come down and just start hammering on this keyboard. Just coding at full speed, and we should be up, we should have had breakfast, we should be out playing basketball or something, but we're sleeping in the basement, and he would just come down and absolutely Beethoven this keyboard right on top of us.
I sort of feel like
triggered by a loud keyboard
that you might have one of the coolest dads that ever lived.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Brian Escobar, my guy. Absolutely love that man. To the moon. I love that man. I'm so grateful for that guy.
That is so nice.
He wanted to, I've so much guilt. He wanted to, he's like, hey, playing video games over there? You want to make one? Kind of like, and he meant it. He could have.
You didn't make one?
No, I'm too distracted. I was too sedated. The propaganda machine got me. Gaming and smoking and sleeping in.
I 100%. Wait, how old were you when he offered to make you a video game?
Probably like mid high school. So it was probably, what is that, 15, 16?
I don't want to be your friend anymore.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. I'm dealing with that myself. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I did make myself a video game using an if-then statement, and that's all I really knew. My mom told me about if-then statements, and then I started making a video game. It was a survival game for apocalypse. And so basically I wrote line 10 and I would set up what was happening. And then line 20 would be like, you see this, if you chase this down, then this will happen. And it would either send you to your death or you'd go on. So it's basically every opportunity in my video game was like a yes or a no, or a left or a right. And if you pick the right answer, you got to keep playing. If you pick the wrong answer, instant death. Everybody dies.
Everybody does die.
Zach, are you gone?
Oh no, Zach! He paused. Oh wait, I just see him down here.
There we go.
There's so many Zachs.
Hey, Zach.
Woo.
Zach.
Okay, if not then, those. Okay, I'm back.
Zach.
If and then when. If not, and then when.
Are you listening?
Yep.
I'm going to cast a spell on you of forgiveness for not making a video game with your dad. So listen. I can absolve you from the perspective of the universe and the moon and the Minotaur. I still think you should call your dad up and start planning out your own video game together. There's time left, Like, phone him up and be like, hey, Dad, promise me a video game. And, like, you know what? Like, plot it out for him. Like, plan it out on paper, all the things that you want to see happen, and just send them to him. And he might be too busy to make it now, but, like, he'd see that you invested your end. And I think he'd appreciate that. Do you know the design cycle?
I've been in a couple of roundtables, video game roundtables.
With your dad or just other people?
Other people.
Well, why don't you make some like game plans with your dad? And
We've been discussing a number of different apps.
You and your dad?
Yeah. He's big. He's big into apps. He's a coding prodigy.
All right. I have like 20 apps I thought about and never really got around to. But I think most of them are timed out.
That's the thing. Yeah.
The first app I came up with was?
Shoot.
This was like actually before there was apps. I was picturing. This is like pre-iPhone.
Oh, nice.
I was picturing a website that was kind of like a dating service where you could put up your skills and what you're looking for. So actors could put their skills up, and directors could put their skills up, and set designers could put their skills up, and poets could. And it was an idea to put like a connection system for people that were almost like a dating site, but where you'd find people. I'm an actor and I'm looking for a project. Oh, I'm a director and I'm looking for actors, and it would date people in the way that instead of dating, it'd be your skills. And then years ago, this is way before Patreon, I had this idea that what if you had like a website you put up where there was like you'd post your synopsis for a novel you wanted to work on, and then like 30 people would get in and bid. And when you got 30 people willing to give you $50 a month, you could take some time off and write your novel. And in exchange, you would update your progression to the people that bid on you to watch your novel expand. And then what were some other apps? I once had this funny idea that if you could predict what the what that
novel pre-buy app is super interesting.
I had another one where if you could predict what the astrology would say, right, and then correlate purchases to people's buying habits. If you knew that like Aquarius was going to be told to splurge and Sagittarius was going to be told to be frugal, you could make like incremental stock adjustments and get like a 0.1 advantage on stocks just by basing not basing it all on astrology, but basing on the fact that a trend would follow astrology. If there's enough people that are like Geminis being told to hold back a bit, and then you could ascertain that Geminis tend to spend their money on like nail polish and instead invest in like because people, the Tauruses are told to spend crazy, and they all, you know what I mean? Like if you could connect those things, and I have about 20 of those stupid ideas that I never really thought about following up, and Those are 3, but I know I have a binder full of those stupid ideas somewhere.
Zach, you said your dad was a coder?
The old man speaks Python. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because my other half, my husband, is computer programmer as well.
Nice.
Yeah. He
Is your
teaches
husband also coding in Python?
Oh,
No.
that was a low hanging fruit. I don't know that.
No, I know.
No,
I
he
use
codes in
basic.
professional C++.
Yeah.
They're like the higher
Yeah.
languages. I think
Yeah.
it's about 40 he knows how to program in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never
But
got.
he's made stuff that like he made he did the program for electronic arm that did back surgery.
Wow.
Whoa.
And then he also did the program that did stuff for brain surgery, like the prongs and stuff.
Not exactly brain surgery, is it?
Well,
It is. It is exactly brain surgery.
but it was kind of cool to see like the 3D printed unit before it actually had the software with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was quite cool. And he's done what was it? He did WestJet's site. That was long ago.
Whoa.
And then the parking authority in Calgary.
Career coder.
I remember.
Yeah, he's more of like the higher up kind of.
Yeah.
Other guys.
Cool.
You know, stuff. He comes home for his fun. He comes home and codes. It's weird. And then I actually am the opposite. I actually like to find bugs in games. So I'm like a quality assurance and testing type of person.
Yin and yang.
Yeah.
I got my teaching degree on the day that I was asked to quality test a video game. The company I was working with came up with a game called Whack-A-Weed. It was like a stupid game of like, it's a side-scrolling farmer who had a shovel and he would smack the weeds. And it was like a promotional thing that my company made. I worked for a 3Web and CyberSurf. And so my boss came in and he said, whatever you're working on, put it on hold. And I want you to play this video game for the next 4 hours. And if anything goes wrong, text it to the programmers so they can fix it. And I'm sitting there playing this video game thinking, I bet you there are people that would love this job. I should do something else with my life. And the thing I decided to do was go get my teaching degree. So I went and gave my boss a year's notice because I missed the deadline by like 4 days. So I gave them, if Campaigner was still on, I gave them 361 days notice at my work.
I like the other one.
I forgive you.
The last. I like the other one.
As you've forgiven me.
I'm pretty, I don't really have a lot of regrets.
Jealous. I'm jealous. But were you telling a story where you could have been a video game tester as a career?
Who's that? What?
You.
I was testing a video game on the day I decided to get my teaching degree. I was really an animator, and you might call me a lead designer. I got a job as the Flash designer, and I kind of saw.
Should we can drop him off.
Yeah, what are you pointing at?
Text. You got a text.
Oh, from who?
Shauna.
Ooh. Felix, you want to stay over? Felix.
Ooh, that's kind of cool too, Zach.
Felix.
Or we can start now.
Go
It's
ask him if he wants to
9:30.
stay over. Just tell him he needs to get up early if he does. Do you want to stay over? You have to get up really early without complaining if you stay over. We've talked.
Zach, my dad also was a programmer as well.
Who would be driving me?
And
It's like that's a serious gig.
oh, he actually worked up until he was 80 because he loved doing what he was doing. He wasn't programming at that time, He was a director in Thailand.
Some of the stories of the old timers programming, where they all had to, like 30 students, 30 plus students, have to share a computer, and coding in your notebook, like by hand, and then bringing it to the computer.
How about punch cards? Do you remember?
Yeah, like old, like wacky old computing.
Like they had the tape drives, and they had the. I remember going to IBM and using the punch cards, and just sitting there and constantly doing the punch cards, making them fly out of the machine. That was fun.
And these minds, these brilliant minds, they can now ask ChatGPT. They're like, "Yo, do this for me quick." You know, and these brilliant minds have the assistants, have the AI level assistants. Like, it's just.
Yeah. Around the time I left web design, I used to take existing Flash files. Like, say if there's a Flash file for, there was one for Pac-Man, and what I did was I broke open the file and I just switched my own animations in from their animations, and I was just for fun, like just in my house. I would never try and sell something like this, but I liked reverse engineering Flash files into video games.
He said he wanted to get dropped off.
Yeah, we're gonna drop Felix off.
So
in the rental car.
Thank you everybody for taking care of Rich and Felix while they were here.
Sorry about everything in the beginning.
Thank
hey,
you,
Zach. Did I seem grumpy at the beginning?
No, you're just yeah.
Apparently,
just
I'm always grumpy.
Missing an important element.
Yeah. You know what? I had this fear that we're getting like 8,000 views every week, and I had a fear we'd have like 36 when Jess wasn't here, and then I'd really know what my worth was.
No.
You know.
And then none of my jokes were landing, and I just couldn't. I was trying,
We're not giving up those.
It's kind of like when Welcome Back Kotter lost John Travolta, and they tried to carry the show on without him. Actually, every show has that. There was a few seasons where Richie had left Happy Days, and John Travolta. There's always the most interesting character leaves, and you're watching the show going like, are they coming back? Like, because they never say anything either. They're just sort of waiting, like, oh, that's weird. Vinny Barbarino wasn't in this episode. He's the only one that's funny. And then, like, after a couple episodes, you start to wonder if he's coming back. And then you notice they start to like replace the actor with like some cheese ball, and that's funny too. I didn't watch Actually, this is funny, Zach. Do you ever use ChatGPT?
Yeah.
But you don't tell people because it's like cancel culture, right?
It's like using a projector. Don't tell anyone I'm using.
What I did on ChatGPT last week was I took 21 TV shows and I spent about 45 minutes asking ChatGPT what happened. So I might have seen a few free. You can't like help but seeing a few episodes of Friends, but I was like, tell me the story arc of Friends, and I just speed read it. I'm like, okay, got it. That makes sense. And then I'd never seen Breaking Bad, but Oliver talks about Breaking Bad all the time. So I was like, tell me about Breaking Bad. And gave me the whole season. I saw one episode of Game of Thrones when they cut the tongue off the singer. I'm like, tell me what happens on Game of Thrones. And so I watched 20 and I added it up. I'm like, can you estimate how much time I saved not watching these? I think it was 71,000 hours I saved by ChatGPTing 21 shows to find out what happened. And, I went through like, I think tell me what actually happened in Degrassi. And it gave me the whole spiel of Degrassi, Street, Junior High Part 2, Junior High Part 3. And yeah, it just shows that people, I didn't think of doing like Survivor because that's a bit abstract for me. But like, there's a lot of these TV shows I've never watched. And I saved myself 71,000 hours of TV.
That's beautiful.
And you can still conversate about it and take it to the water cooler.
Nothing changes, but when you see 3/4 of a movie and you feel like this guilt, like you should find out how it ended. Actually, the Minotaur film I watched 3/4 of when Jess was hungover, and I've never gotten back to it. But I invested like an hour and a half, and I'm like, well, I should at least know how it ended. And I was actually struggling because right before we gave all our Neil Gaiman books away, there's some like I really wanted to be interested in the Sandman, but I just wasn't. And I felt like this guilt that like, here's a show I want to watch, but I still have a whole season of this to watch. And it's like, I'll just ChatGPT it. Okay. Good night. We love you.
Love you.
Love you. Thank